vampires and werewolves. You can't get enough of them. Well, you wouldn't be able to get enough of them if this was still 2008 and you were a teenage girl reading Twilight for her first time. Or you should be anyone playing Underworld, The Eternal War on PlayStation 2 in 2025. Trust me, you want to be the teenage girl. It's a game that looks like Hunter the Reckoning. If Hunter the Reckoning was a dumpster fire lit by white phosphorus which was birthed from the developer's contempt for the player. See this right here? It's as good as anything is going to get. Underworld, The Eternal War exists because early 2000s movie tie-ins didn't need to be good. They just needed to ship. Now, you might think that that's nothing new. Movie tie-in games in that era were always trash. You deserve to suffer if you bought one. Oh, my poor, sweet summer child. You don't know what suffering is.
Why are we still here?
Released in 2004 to coincide with the Underworld films, The Eternal War puts you in the role of a bland, generic werewolf, or Salim, a vampire death dealer, trenchcoat enthusiast, and woman of few words. Extremely few words.
This is what I live for.
In fact, Celine only has one line of dialogue in the entire game.
This is what I live for.
One.
This is what I live for.
Not one per level. One whole game.
This is what I live for.
We know. And believe it or not, that's actually the high point for the voice acting. Everything else is delivered through text mission briefings that are more verbose than a playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, I don't know how many lines the werewolf has because that would require playing this game more than once, and I nearly died of boredom just capturing this footage. Let's get this out of the way early. This game blatantly copies Hunter the Reckoning. Same camera angle, same enemy swarms, same twin-stick shooting, same clear the room, move on, don't think too hard philosophy. The difference is that Hunter had readable combat, satisfying feedback, levels with things in them, a reason to turn on your console. Underworld has levels, big, empty levels where enemies politely wait to be shot like they're queuing in line for social security. Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're brown. Oh, the visual feast for the eyes. Oh, and it has sewers. Boy, we are really testing the limits of creativity with this one. Hunter the Reckoning is the game that Eternal War tells you not to worry about. Actually, no, I take that back. Filing your taxes is more fun than playing Eternal War, which makes sense when the game is creatively bankrupt. Combat is aggressively dull. You shoot, they fall over. Sometimes they don't fall over fast enough. Using explosives makes you a bigger threat to yourself than to the enemy. There's no real strategy, no positioning, no tension. Enemies spawn in clumps, shuffle towards you, and reluctantly accept your bullets like they're part of a union agreement. You travel from A to B holding down the trigger, and if you're really lucky, you might need to find a key. I've seen TikToks with Subway Surfers that had more rewarding gameplay loops, and played gacha slop that was more respectful of my time. Normally running straight to the end of the level to kill a boss, ignoring everything along the way would be seen as a flaw. Here, it's a sweet mercy. You can finish the entire game in under 2 hours, casually. Not speedrunning, not optimizing, just playing. It feels less like a full release and more like the precursor to Oblivion Horse Armor, a psyop engineered by the publisher to see how much abuse the market could bear. Visually, The Eternal War is rough even by PS2 standards. Textures are muddy, lighting is flat. Character models look like they're surprised they even exist. Everything is drenched in colorless sludge, which I assume was meant to be atmospheric, but instead just makes the whole game look like it's happening inside a car park at midnight. The story is technically present. It's delivered almost entirely through text briefings before missions, and then capped off with an ending that, well, actually you don't get an ending. You get the hybrid unlocked, and that's it. Big Rig's over-the-top racing did a better job of rewarding the player, which is saying a lot since it failed basic English. There is no arc, no payoff, no character work.
I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards.
Salim, famously sarcastic and emotionally guarded in the films, is reduced to a silent mannequin with guns. Again, one line of dialogue.
This is what I live for.
At this point, I'm convinced Kate Beckinsale didn't lend her voice to the game out of financial incentive. She was clearly held at gunpoint. And here's the thing, this isn't mysterious. Early 2000s movie tie-in games were rushed, underfunded, built to hit release windows and not quality bars. Eternal War was developed fast, cheaply, and with zero incentive to innovate because it didn't need to be good. It just needed to exist on shelves next to the DVD. Underworld The Eternal War isn't offensively bad. It's worse. It's forgettable. It copies better games, strips out the fun, adds nothing, and ends before better games have even finished their tutorial. Don't waste your time. Don't even play it as a curiosity. Leave it buried in the trash heap of history where it belongs. The Academy awards Underworld The Eternal War for PS2 a 1 out of 5.
This is what I live for.
Oh, shut up.